Hello, my name is Derek Schaefer. Today, Sherry, Safina, and myself are going to be presenting our group work on the ethical company Best Buy and their corporate responsibility and sustainability. Our presentation includes three parts: the presentation summary, one annotation summarizing Aristotle's business ethics standards, and six annotations analyzing why Best Buy treats the workplace, the community, and the environment in a way that Aristotle's standards meet. First, I will present the summary and Aristotle's business ethics standards and Best Buy's workplace. Then Sherry will talk about Best Buy's community. And lastly but not least is Safina will be discussing Best Buy's environment. Now, I will take you through our summary and provide you a roadmap of our presentation today. For the summary portion of our presentation, we will talk about the Aristotelian take on business ethics. The Aristotelian take on business ethics explains how Aristotle's ethical standards set out a series of practical and analytical tests to examine if a business behavior is ethical. An example of this in the workplace, Aristotle suggests that a business organization should provide conditions and opportunity to help their employees develop and grow. Employees should be treated in a virtuous way. Everyone, in fact, should be treated fairly and equally in the work environment. Organizations should create the environment in which all staff have the opportunity to reach their full potential and to enhance their powers so that they can try their best and make a positive commitment to the work environment. Aristotelian guidelines indicate that an ethical business should ensure the distribution of goods in the organization and preserve the happiness of the community built within the organization. As consumers prefer to give their business to companies with a positive track record in environmental management, Aristotle encourages companies to minimize the impact of their activities on the environment through participating in voluntary environmental management programs and diminish their potential for enforceable action by regulators, which could be costly and damage their reputation. Our annotated bibliography looks into how Best Buy treats its workplace, community, and environment by linking the company's exhibited behaviors to its ethical theories. To begin with, Best Buy's vision is that they are a company of, by, and for the people. Best Buy has taken many steps towards ensuring that their employees feel good and are motivated in their work. The employees have opportunities for advancement. Best Buy creates a fun environment that is easy to work in. The company is creating a cheap in-store marketing solution as well as boosting employee satisfaction, instilling pride in their workers, making them feel like they are being rewarded every time they do a good sale. Second, people and power are the two dominant themes of their sustainability program. They believe technology holds the power to make the world connected better when it is created to serve people. Best Buy's community investment programs focus on connecting youth with technology for education. In the last 3 years, Best Buy has donated more than $1 million in grants and technology to organizations that support youth in education and development in Canada. They host Tech It Away e-waste drives at Canadian schools that collect and recycle used electronics in exchange for grants. Social responsibility is essential to what Best Buy is doing their business in. The company is a pioneer in the electronic take-back department. They have been experimenting in recycling since 2001, beginning with installing kiosks in stores where customers can drop off cell phones, batteries, and old ink cartridges. Best Buy's in-store recycling program gives customers the ability to safely recycle their end-of-life electronic products. Best Buy has become America's biggest collector of electronic trash in all of America. The recycling program rewards Best Buy with a reputation and a way to entice customers into the stores. Overall, our research has convinced us that Best Buy lives up to most, if not all, of Aristotle's ethical standards. Now, before I show you why Best Buy treats its workplace, community, and environment and Aristotle's standards, I would like to explain what Aristotle's business and ethics standards suggest. Jane Macklin is a nationally recognized author, novelist, and speaker. She writes in many genres, from contemporary short stories to medieval historical fiction to science fiction and even young adult fiction. She also has 2 textbooks on professional ethics being used in colleges across Canada. An Aristotelian take on business ethics, according to Macklin, discusses how Aristotle's ethical standards set out a series of practical and analytical tests to examine if a business behavior is ethical. According to Aristotle's principles, ethical companies' behaviors must adhere to Aristotle's ethical code. This provides the standards to determine the degree to which an organization provides an environment conducive to human growth and fulfillment, a fair, equitable, and satisfying workplace setting for all. Organizations should create the environment in which all staff have the opportunity to reach their full potential. Aristotelian guidelines indicate that an ethical business should ensure this, with the virtue of the business is to preserve the happiness of all employees. When evaluating if a company's actions are virtuous, we must look into the distribution of goods in the organization and how they go toward benefiting the communities around them. Giving back to communities is a large portion of this Aristotelian standard. Aristotle encourages all companies to minimize the impact of their companies on the environment through participating in voluntary environmental management programs and diminishing the potential for enforcement by regulators. This could be costly and damaging to the company's reputations if not followed. The below annotations look into how Best Buy treats its workplace, community, and the environment by linking the company's exhibited behaviors to the ethical theories presented. After presenting you our summary, Aristotle's Business Ethics Standards, I would like to show you how Best Buy treats its workplace. There are two annotations for my portion of the presentation. I will summarize how the two articles about Best Buy's commitment to providing conditions and opportunity help their employees develop and grow to reaching their full potential. A mind-shift innovation. His firm helps executives manage the process of envisioning new possibilities, fostering employee engagement in the innovation process, and aligning it with the business practices helping open new opportunities. In his article, How Best Buy Uses Social Networks to Increase Employee Engagement, Tudor advises that Best Buy launched a program titled BlueShirtNation.com in 2006. The initiative was in hopes of addressing key employee issues and work with employees and re-engaging them into the work environment. The site has helped employees with knowing their products better through employee question and answer section, peer discussion boards, allowing employees to vent about issues and allowing others to help troubleshoot through them and give sympathy support. It has been used to communicate information about opportunities for employees, like the company 401k retirement post board for employees to raise attention for management, which has helped fix many of the issues leading to staff leaving. When we look at Aristotle's ethical standards, it is set out in a series of practical and analytical tests to examine if a business behavior is ethical. In the workplace, Aristotle suggests that the business organization should provide conditions and opportunity to help their employees grow and develop. This can be seen through the opportunities given to the employees and their ability to communicate issues. Employees should be treated in a virtuous way, as everyone should be. They should be treated fairly and equally as everyone in the work environment. By applying Aristotle's principle, Best Buy believes that employees are the core to their customer-centric business model and take responsibility to empower them in the work environment. Employee engagement is essential to the way Best Buy has been doing business in the market now. Authored by Stephen Gill, a consultant with over 25 years of experience in the field of consulting and employee training, organizational development, and performance enhancement, he has published over 50 articles on the matter. In his article, Employee Engagement at Best Buy, Gill talks about how the company continues to invest in their employees. Best Buy is in the commanding lead of the act of empowering their frontline representatives, giving them the freedom to make choices in merchandising options for their local communities, which best serves the interests of their customer base or managers to choose when, where, and what method to be doing staff training in their environment. The company provides a results-oriented learning environment, the ROLE program. The program has three main pillars: the freedom to choose the training that is needed for their communities, co-creation of training programs by employees and managers, as well as customers. Vendors, to maximize results and return on interest, have been given the opportunity to contribute in this. The online library on the website is included in learning opportunities to give staff the opportunity to expand their knowledge base and grow in their field. With all this knowledge, we can come to the conclusion that the way Best Buy treats its employees has helped the company grow in employee satisfaction, which in turn creates higher profits and better products. Best Buy has received awards and recognition as a result of this employee engagement, training, and employee-driven community relations programs. Now, Sherry will explain to you why Best Buy treats its community up to Aristotelian standards.
Thanks, Derek. There are two annotations for my portion. I will summarize how the two articles talking about Best Buy's commitment to prepare the happiness of the community. First, Hamiti Singh is a reporter. She reports on the channel partner programs, new technology about the products, and other issues related to Canada's channel community. In her article, Singh reports that Best Buy believes technology holds the power to make the world connected better when it is created to serve people. In order to help kids develop new skill sets, identify their talents, and build and sustain a lasting interest in education, Best Buy's community investment programs focus on connecting youth with technology for education. The company has launched Geek Squad Academy camp for kids to prepare future generations with vast knowledge of technology. The academy partners with the nonprofits and schools to provide free classes for kids. This initiative was started in 2007 by a Geek Squad employee, where it now runs across more than 70 cities. In the last decade, Best Buy has donated tons of money in grants and technology to organizations that support youth education and development in Canada. They hosted Tackle e-waste drives at Canadian schools to collect and recycle used electronics in exchange for grants. Aristotle states that the ethical role of the business is not to enhance its own power, but to create the conditions under which the followers can achieve their potential. Best Buy strives to give the community support for their development and growth. As has been mentioned, Best Buy's community mandate is to help kids to understand how technology will impact their future. By doing this, Best Buy not only gives back to its community, in which it does business, but also creates the opportunities for its future growth. They are creating a long-lasting relationship with the community as a whole. Second, Scott Morris was the senior manager at Best Buy Canada in the public relations department. He has been a part of public relations for numerous companies over the years. In his article, Best Buy Canada invests $1 million in kids through new giving program. Morris advised that Best Buy has funded a program known as Best Buy for Kids. Their program is designed around making technology available to children in local communities. Their program as well focuses on helping kids achieve their full potential and help them excel in school, engage in their communities through sports and education, and develop life and leadership skills. Their programs has many sub-programs that are operated to help children and support local charities in their communities. Best Buy Canada has diversified the grants to allow more education institutions apply for and be awarded the grants needed to help students. The new grants have been developed in coordination with the company's goal of helping put technology in the hands of youth. Aristotelian guidelines indicate that an ethical company should ensure the merit of the business is to preserve the happiness of the community. Best Buy's technological grants and funding programs equip Canadian citizens with the right technology and provide financial assistance to keep them inspired, motivated, and empowered as they learn and grow. Through our examination, we believe that the way Best Buy treats its community meets Aristotle's standards. Last but not least, Safina will present why the way Best Buy treats its environment meets Aristotle's standards.
Thanks, Sherry. There are two annotations for my portion as well. I will summarize how the two articles discussing about the Best Buy's commitment to the responsibility dovetails well with the company's emerging strategies and business model. First, Mark Gunther is a business and sustainability author. He regularly contributes to Fortune magazine. He is currently the editor-at-large of Guardian Sustainable Business US. He has authored articles that have appeared in high-profile newsprint and has aired on many news-related programs. In his article Best Buy, an emerging green giant, Gunther advises that Fortune 500 magazine labels Best Buy as a corporate responsibility leader in the market. This is largely due to the company's electronic buyback program, giving consumers a place to trade their products in for a new better products. Best Buy has indulged with the times, in the particular with trying to their part in making this is a cleaner society. The company then takes on the responsibility to recycle the tossed away electronic in a safe and environmental concise way. According to Aristotle's ethical standards, business principles, the ultimate objective of the company is not to maximize the profit, rather than is to serve in a greater social context. Conducting business in an environmental sustainable manner ensures the long-term future of the business as a natural resource and raw material will be conserved. Best Buy's commitment to corporate responsibility dovetails well with the company's emerging strategies and business model. We can see that corporate social responsibility is central to the way they do business. The company is a pioneer in electronic take-back program and has become America's biggest collector of electronic trash. Second, Bill Strand is a multimedia producer of the information specialist and web design manager. He is consistent and concise writer of stories. speeches, and web articles. In his article, Strand discusses that Best Buy has been experimenting with recycling since last decade. The company focuses on its social and environmental impact at the bankest of its workers and customers. As a manufacturer of electronics, Best Buy audit the factories of its suppliers, mostly in Asia, to make sure that they don't exploit workers or pollute the environment. They, inst- they install kiosks in stores where the customers can drop off the cell phones, batteries, and inkjet cartridges. As it turns out, this is good for the business because all these items have the residual value. Best Buy's in Stores recycling program gives the customers the ability to safely recycle their end of the life electronic products. Customers can bring back their electronic junk to any of their Best Buy's chain stores and they will recycle it safely. Aristotle encourages that companies to minimize the impact of their activities on the environment through participating in voluntary environmental programs, management programs. By offering recycling, Best Buy position itself as the place to customers need to dispose of their electronics, which often coincides with the acquisition of a new device. The recycling program rewards Best Buy with a green reputation and a way to entice its customers into stores. So overall, our annotated bibliography looks into the Aristotle business ethics standards and examines how Best Buy treats its workplace, community, and environment. We can conclude that Best Buy lives up to the most of the Aristotle ethical work measures. We hope you like our presentation. Thank you for your kind attention.
Great, thanks, Safina. Besides our presentation summary and 7 annotations analyzing the way Best Buy treats its workplace, community, and its environment meeting Aristotle standards, I would like to share with you an online video talking about the ethical company Best Buy by a Management 465 group. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Janira Hernandez. The following takes place in a meeting at a firm that provides management and strategy consulting to businesses. They were hired by Best Buy CEO Hubert Joly to design strategies that would allow the company to achieve competitive advantage. Thank you for being here today. The purpose of this meeting is to analyze Best Buy's internal and external environments in order to develop strategies that would allow the company to achieve competitive advantage.
Best Buy is considered the world's largest consumer electronics retailer. However, the company has been struggling financially in the past few years. We need to come up with strategies that will help the company avoid the issues that will lead them to a complete financial disaster.
In order to start our research, we should spend a week analyzing Best Buy's external environment and internal environment. I will focus on finding opportunities. Kevin can focus on finding threats. David will identify strengths, and Laura can focus on finding weaknesses. I will see you all in 1 week.
Hello everyone. Without further ado, let's discuss our findings on Best Buy's environment. Joanne, what opportunities were you able to find?
I was able to identify certain opportunities. Number 1, Best Buy has vendor partnerships with Microsoft, Samsung, Sony, and Apple. Number 2, Radio Shack is a competitor that has been financially struggling, and if they file for bankruptcy, that could potentially increase Best Buy's income before taxes by $61 million and market capitalization by 11.5%. Number 3, online sales are increasing much faster than traditional retail sales. Best Buy's online sales have increased by 22% in the last quarter. Number 4, retreatment of their operations in China can result in a $300 million sale that will give the company the opportunity to use the money in other ventures. The last opportunity will be for Best Buy to take advantage of social media by using it as a marketing tool.
Good work. Joanne, Kevin, what are your findings? Best Buy's main threat is competition. 2 of Best Buy's competitors are Walmart and Amazon. Both of them have displayed higher revenues, net income, and also have accomplished a greater market capitalization. Another threat is deteriorating economic conditions. Further deterioration of the U.S. economy or the global economy could adversely affect consumer spending habits and thus Best Buy's earnings. Also, weaknesses in the consumer electronics segment pose as a threat. By now, most people own smartphones, tablets, and other forms of electronics. Therefore, sales are relying on upgrade and replacement demand. Furthermore, Geek Squad imitators are another threat. Other retailers offer the same service through a third party. Consumers have the option to go elsewhere instead of depending on Geek Squad. Last, customer returns pose a threat to Best Buy. The company had been losing $400 million per year because of the returns and open box items. Thank you, Kevin. I was able to identify 5 strengths. 1. Best Buy has strong brand awareness. 2. They provide reasonable prices for their products and services. For example, every Sunday, Best Buy launches a new ad that With the current sales for the week and every day on their website, they have deals on different products. 3. Best Buy provides a satisfying real-life retail experience, which is something Amazon cannot provide. 4. Best Buy has well-trained employees. Every employee is not only specifically trained for their job description, but also across various departments. And number 5, their price matching policy. Best Buy price matches the price of local retail competitors and online major retailers, including Amazon.
Those are all valuable strengths. Now I will discuss the weaknesses I identified. First, revenues have been constantly decreasing. This past quarter, revenue fell by 4%. Second, inventory turnover has constantly decreased every year. This past year, inventory turnover went from 6.56 to 5.80. I also listed other weaknesses, such as the company lacks a vision statement, they do not have commission-based sales, and their extended warranty program is not a reliable way to make revenues. Great job, everyone! We were able to analyze Best Buy's internal and external environments. Kevin and Laura, thank you for all your help. David and I will finish the project so you both can work on other assignments.
No problem. Let us know if you need anything else. Joanne, let's grab lunch and talk about the next steps.
Okay, sounds good.
Taking over this project was not easy. The company trusts us to deliver competitive strategies that will benefit them for the next 3 years.
You're right, David. In order to come up with effective strategies, we have to identify the key challenges facing the organization.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Their main challenges are strong competition and loss of revenues, which result in low net income.
Yeah, however, if you think about it, their most important challenge is strong competition. Best Buy competitors are causing the company to lose sales and market capitalization.
Let's head back to the office to talk about strategic alternatives. A tax haven. Best Buy could move their headquarters to a tax haven country. A country like Switzerland has a 12.5% corporate tax rate. The US has a corporate tax rate of 35%. That is a 22.5% difference.
Certainly, a move to a country like Switzerland will decrease their average tax rate and result in greater net income.
A tax haven strategy would minimize the weakness of decreasing revenues while avoiding the threats of deteriorating economic conditions and limitations in the consumer electronics segment. Best Buy could remain competitive by having higher net income, which can result in higher earnings per share. The increase in earnings per share can be lucrative for shareholders and investors.
You are correct. Another great strategy can be to focus on expanding online market share. Since Best Buy has eminent brand awareness and electronics are reasonably priced, they can match those strengths with the opportunities of the demise of Radio Shack and increase in online shopping.
Best Buy could close the majority of their stores and only leave the 50 most profitable stores open. Closing stores can reduce costs. The money they would save can be used to expand the variety of items offered online. This could grant Best Buy the ability to remain competitive against their top competitor, Amazon.
Online sales have already increased 22%. Expanding their online market can surely increase online sales even more.
These two strategies can help Best Buy remain competitive for the next few years. We need to finish this report and present it to Mr. Jolie. He will be pleased to know we have developed strategies that can help the company remain financially stable while remaining competitive.